Bravo 6. Going dark.
Moving. Hood, roof. Moving out. Reloading.
Hello and welcome back to another After Action review. This time I am in South Texas for a nighttime biathlon put on by Old 18 Defense at the ranch. This was a 5-mile course with 7 shooting stages. I stepped off shortly after midnight and I completed the course in about 2.5 hours. I ran in the night vision division. No white light was allowed on the course at any time, even between stages. I think the match director specifically chose this weekend due to the moon schedule. There was no moon and it was a very dark night. I used a ton of supplemental IR. While the course looked somewhat chaotic, it was actually very well marked with hundreds of micro glow sticks. I never got lost. I did, however, have one buddy who missed stage 7. About 75% of the course between stages was on some sort of road, either tarmac or dirt. The other part was bushwhacking through thick mesquite, waist-high grass, and jumping over slithery South Texas critters.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
That in mind, this is the stuff that I chose to carry. This is by no means a required loadout. So jumping right into the helmet. The helmet here is a Team Windy bump helmet with lots of crap all over it. Let me explain what they are and the thought processes behind it. So remember, this was in the summertime, so I was kind of concerned about ventilation. So I went with a bump helmet and I went with a X fog unit, which pumps fresh air to the front of the helmet to keep your glasses from fogging up. Other important bits on here, of course, the night vision unit itself. The night vision is a PVS 14 with a Elbit XLH tube. That's a Gen 3 white phosphorus tube. It's on a Wilcox G24 mount and I believe this is called Noise Fighters. This is 3D printed arm here, which has multiple articulation points. It's very nice for adjusting it down to your specific needs. One point though, if you do sprint under nods with nods down, this does tend to come a little loose. Other bits on here, we have some Unity spark lights, both a visible red light and a infrared light. And then we have a 2-cell Surefire vampire light up here mounted on top. This is usually what I actually have on my rifle, but for this event, since there was no moon, I ran a lot of supplemental IR. For the belt, so this course here was a fairly flat course. South Texas doesn't have a lot of elevation change, so I actually went with a rather heavy belt. Usually I don't do that when there's a lot of hills or elevation change involved. So we've got a Safariland 6300 series. We've got a large IFAK pack in the back here. It's just a general pouch, a general purpose pouch with some medical in there, and then 2 pistol and 1 rifle. This is all on a G-code belt, and I ran the padded insert since I was running shorts, athletic equipment that didn't have any way to use a inner liner. For the plate carrier, this is a Faro Concepts base plate carrier with a LBX placard up here, and then 2 wings for additional magazines. It can carry 5 rifle up front. Inside of this admin pouch here, I carry an additional 4 pistol. And then I carried some protein and hard candy and some cell batteries in here. For the headlamp, I like to strap it around my plate carrier like this. It keeps it fairly tight. I find it when I drape it around my neck, it just gets really irritating, especially when you start getting sweaty. And this is a Streamlight, one of their IR lights. I don't remember the name of it. This general purpose pouch on the cummerbund, I carried more pistol magazines, my Garmin, and my RX inserts. Also carried a whole bunch of batteries here, some AA's and some 123s. On the back side of the plate carrier, we have an SKD hydration carrier. You can carry up to 3 liters of water. I carried a spare rifle mag, a toolkit, and then I carried an additional 16 ounces of water. And then for the actual rear plate bag, I actually ran a Core Performance frozen ice plate, whatever they call that. It worked pretty well. I got pretty decent amount of cooling coming off of this. Again, this event was in the middle of the summer in Texas. It's quite hot, so heat exhaustion was definitely on my mind. Footwear, this is my third event to use these Zero Scramblers. They are a very minimalist, lightweight boot with some ankle support. I really like them. They've been performing and holding up pretty well so far. For the rifle here is a Bravo Company 14.5 with an enhanced lightweight barrel, mid-length gas system, and a BCM Comp Mod 1. I'm running for the optic EXPS3 on a Unity riser, and then what is missing here is actually the front piece, which was a Phantom Hill CTF2 with a B.E. Myers Kiji on it. Kiji was crucial kit. That was a borrowed unit, which I sent back. The sling here is a LBT padded sling. I really like those slings. It's what I run on all my rifles. So with all that in mind, let's go ahead and jump right into the stage videos. A bit of a disclaimer here, the footage here was recorded on a budget night vision recorder from Unobtainium gear. It does okay when there's a moon out, but when it's super dark like this, it struggles with the high contrast between the dark environment and a ton of IR getting blasted out and then going back to a dark environment. Course of fire here for stage 1 started off with a 40-yard dash and a low crawl under barbed wire. I actually got hung up in the barbed wire, but thankfully the ROs were there to untangle you.
Where I go?
And then a short dash to position 1. Position 1 was up on a sandy hill, which is kind of hard to navigate with just night vision. And then the VTAC board, you had to engage 3 pistol targets from 2 different ports in the VTAC board, holster, move to second position, do the same thing.
Shit. Hit! 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 Next port. Hit! 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 Holster. Down the hill, directly in front of you. Hit! 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 Reloading. Hit! Good job. Hit. Sorry, reloading, or sorry, holstering. Or holstered. Good. Magazine picked up. Got everything? Yep. All right, brother. Shooter number 35. Shooter 35! 109.73.
Here we are
Ready.
at stage 2. Stage 2 started off with another 40 to 50 yard dash across uneven terrain, up a little embankment, and then to position 1. There were 4 positions, I think. You engaged the same target at each position. This was kind of a fire in advance stage. I really like stages like this. However, as a night vision competitor, I never saw the target. I'm pretty sure I dumped about 30 rounds or more into a bush. Even after I DNF'd this stage, I walked up just a bit to see if I could find the
Way
target,
back on the
and
right.
still no idea where the target was. Of course, the ROs can't really help you either. This RO didn't have night vision on. He wasn't even sure where I was aiming. He was simply calling hits. This is one of the downsides to a night vision setup, is that steel targets really don't react off of IR in the same way that clothing might react. And of course, the steel targets aren't moving, so you can't really get any sort of visual change in the environment. I'm going to go ahead and skip the rest of this video. Unloading into a bush isn't all that entertaining.
What? Okay.
I'd probably say about 10 yards to the right, maybe 15.
Alright, well. Is any night vision dudes past this?
No, not even last night. I'm gonna turn on my light so you can show clear. That's okay?
Alright, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Alright, let's get going then.
Alright, hey, we got a shooter!
Stage 3 started off somewhat similar to stage 1 and 2. You started way back off of position 1 and you had a short sprint to get to position 1. I think there were 3 or 4 positions at this stage. Each position you were at a vehicle and you had to engage the 2 same targets from the hood and over the roof and then move to the next position at the next vehicle. Finding the targets here at position 1 was pretty challenging. Downrange there were several empty steel hangars that kind of tripped me up. I thought maybe the targets were there, but they were a little further to the left. Again, the ROs here did not have night vision, so there was
what am I looking for?
2 silhouettes.
I think I see one.
Hit! Hit!
Is it to the right of that one?
Don't know. You got nods.
Yeah.
There are 2 of them out there though.
Yeah, copy. I'm not sure if I'm shooting at the right one. How far apart are they?
I'd say about...
Ah, never mind, never mind, never mind.
Hit! Hit!
Moving. Hood, roof.
Either one. Roof or trunk. Hit! Hit!
Shit. Alright, there he is.
Hit! Hit!
Safe. Ah, fuck. Really? I'm going from the roof.
Sure, go ahead. Hit! Hit!
Overall, I really like this stage, even though I did TNF. I like the movement. I like multiple positions like that. For a night vision competitor, really the speed just isn't there to complete this style of a stage, given the length and the number of targets in 3 minutes. If I'd had maybe 4 minutes, I believe I would have passed it.
Fucking ridiculous. Alright.
Stage 4, Course of Fire, was a short sprint to position 1 where there was a pistol target, gauge that 2 hits each, and then another
right here
short
at the tires
sprint to a hill. From that hill there were 4 targets staggered out all the way to 300 yards.
Hit! Hit!
Okay. 2 hits, right?
That's it.
Holster. Chem lights.
The last 2 targets were illuminated, which certainly helped. The first 2 targets you had to find. They were actually pretty easy to find this time.
Holy shit.
There are 2 unlit targets that are closer.
Right here.
Yeah.
2 hits.
Hit!
What you can't see here is every shot with my rifle was kicking up a huge cloud of dust, and I was definitely eating a bit of sand with each shot that I cracked off. This is one of the big downsides to running a compensator.
That's a hit.
Hit! Hit!
Another one.
Hit! Hit!
That it?
This was another
Alright.
very cool
Unloading.
stage. It was pretty cool for me personally,
Still got
engaging
a round.
targets out to 300 with EOTech and the
Yeah.
laser. I found that if I got the dot on both the EOTech and for the bore-aligned
Rounds out.
CTF2
Man.
on the target, I would get hits, which was pretty
Alright.
cool. I've never shot anything past about 50 yards at night with live fire.
Cool. Move
Here
with
we are at
pistol out.
stage
Alright.
5. This was a indoor shoot
Okay.
house with the lights out.
Alright.
Understandably, there were some rules for this stage. There was
Wait for
no
break.
going into rooms and there
Yep.
was no running. In fact, they said if a competitor finished in less than 30 seconds, they would get a DNF.
Do I open
Course of
doors?
fire
No.
was walk down a hallway and engage targets with a pistol. 3 hits each. The spotlight that you see in the center of the screen is actually my helmet-mounted Surefire Vampire.
Don't go in, right?
Yep, you're clear.
Alright, clear. Reloading. Stage 5 was a very cool stage. The fact that we're allowing competitors that have not been vetted to go through a live fire shoot house in the complete dark is just very cool, very unique. Why?
Stage 6 took place in this Connex town. You had to sprint to position 1, in the door, to the right, and then out the window. 3 pistol targets, 1 hit
Door to the
each.
right.
Navigate your way through the building to another room. Another 3 pistol
2 hits
targets,
each.
1 hit each. And then run out the building,
Holstered.
around the side of a Connex where you had another
Take a
2
left.
pistol targets, 1 hit each on just
First
one of
right,
the pistol
right.
targets for the night vision.
Straight ahead.
guys.
Straight ahead, cut off to the left.
Those 2 hits.
Coming back out. Take
Back
a left.
Ow,
Go through the door. Oh,
Left, straight to the door.
yeah, there's a gap.
Yes,
There
I did
to the
face
right.
plant
Go
into
through
the wall
gap to
there
right.
with my night vision. It's part of your lack of awareness when you have night vision on.
Into the Connex or?
Alright, good job. That's it.
Oh,
2 hits. Good job.
there's 2 targets.
Nope. Supposed to, I know. Normally there is, but under nodge you guys can't see the no hit, so you just got to hit 1 twice.
Oh, yeah, I can't see the orange at all.
I know you can't, so
Okay.
Stage 7 took place in a series of rather shallow tack bays. You had to engage 2 or 3 targets, 2 hits each in each tack bay. Before moving on to each tack bay though, you had to hit what they called the speed plate, which was probably at its furthest
Left.
distance, maybe 200 yards out. Once you hit the speed plate, you were cleared to move on to the next tack bay.
hit. 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 Speed plate to the right.
Moving out.
So the VTAC is to the right of the VTAC.
I almost shot the VTAC.
Don't shoot the VTAC.
Hit. Move.
Safe, move! Moving right.
Hit. 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 Speed.
Moving right. Turn off the ambient light.
Hit.
Reloading.
This is shot time, my man.
Move.
Safe, move!
Hit.
What the fuck?
Hit. Far right. Little one at the far right.
The final tack bay here had some rather small targets that I was not expecting. That's why I kind of ended up missing it. It's kind of like engaging midgets.
Fuck, reloading.
Oh, terrible time.
I know.
You good? Time! 14309. Job.
I shouldn't have wasted all that ammo.
Fuck it, you're done now.
Yeah, hold on, I gotta unload and stuff.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You're done now. So who cares?
No, I know, but
Final thoughts. This was another great event from Old 18 Defense. It's very rare to see a night vision event show up here in Texas that does not take place in a single tack bay at 10 yards, much less letting competitors wander around in the dark. Overall, it was very smooth from my perspective as a competitor. There wasn't much wait time at stages, and the stages presented some very challenging course of fires. The one issue I have with this event was the scoring. The event was a part of a series, and the night vision competitors were lumped in with the white light guys for the final scores. Night vision can never compete in terms of raw speed against someone with the power of the sun strapped to their equipment. Raw timer speed is not the advantage that night vision offers. I don't really care too much about my own personal rankings in this series, but I do know that others do. And with this in mind, I'm sure several people opted to leave their night vision at home and compete in the white light division just so they could be competitive. I'm not sure what the solution is to this small problem. I hate to even think about mentioning grading on a curve. However, I do kind of think that maybe night vision users should have a little more time to complete a stage, especially those long strings of course of fire when you have 4 or 5 positions spread out across 100, 200-ish yards. Either way, I hope to see more events like this show up in Texas. This was great. Nighttime in the summer in Texas is really the only time that you can get activities like this in without dying to heat exhaustion. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video. What did you think about the loadout? What would you bring? What would you do different? And go ahead and get out there and compete.